One of the largest issues that Grassley has ever been a part of is the pricing on prescription drugs. He's worked for greater access and affordability of prescription drugs throughout his time in the Senate. Grassley has advocated for increased competition on the drug market, as well as calling for greater transparency across all sectors of the healthcare system and stopping drug companies from gaming the system for their own financial gain. He's been a constant proponent of finding solutions to lower drug prices for American patients and taxpayers. For more than 38 years, Chuck Grassley has tackled a sometimes overlooked part of a lawmaker's job: congressional oversight. The three branches of the government operate on a system of checks and balances. From Senator Grassley's position in the legislative branch, he keeps close tabs on the other two branches to make sure the federal government works for, by, and of the people. Senator Grassley's take on oversight goes well beyond protecting the public budget. He aggressively monitors federal agencies to make sure they are serving the public. Mismanagement is a non-partisan problem. Senator Grassley works to build accountability by letting more information out on how the government conducts the people's business.
We've been hearing from the other body a lot about how the Senate isn't taking up House bills. Now that seems to be as though the Senate is supposed to somehow be a rubber stamp for the other body. Well, we just celebrated Constitution Day last week, and the Constitution doesn't provide for the Senate to automatically take up bills from the other body. Maybe it's time for a reminder about how the Founding Fathers intended the Senate to work. So I'm going to give a short quote by James Madison in Federalist Paper 62, entitled "The Senate." Quote, "The necessity of a Senate is not less indicated by the propensity of all single and numerous assemblies to yield to the impulse of sudden and violent passions, and to be seduced by factious leaders into intemperate and pernicious resolutions." Now, I'm not saying, end of quote, I'm not saying that the House of Representatives passes intemperate and pernicious resolutions, but at least the Founding Fathers thought that that was, could happen, and they had the Senate to be a check on the House of Representatives, just like the House of Representatives can be a check on anything that we do. So there are now over 80 bills that have passed both houses, but there's some that can't pass the Senate, and there's probably some that the Senate feels shouldn't even be brought up. But the difference between the House and Senate and some contemplation by the Senate to be very cautious, that's how the Constitution meant the Senate was supposed to work. And I hope leaders of the House of Representatives will be reminded of that from time to time. And that's my purpose today. I yield the floor.